Hello, welcome to Spy Money. I'm going to show you how to start a chart, install a bot, and enable it, all start to finish. So we're going to go to New, and we're going to go to Chart. Then we're going to click what instrument we want to trade. Now, the one we're going to use is a 40 Spy Money bar template, so I'm going to go ahead and put my bot to there. Now, your days on market, days to load, rather, depends on the day of the week. If it is a Monday, you want to do 3 days, and that way you can get data from last Friday. If it is Tuesday, then you can go ahead and use 2 days. So I always recommend to put this on 2 days, and that allows for any levels or anything like that to load. You don't need more than 2 days. If you put more than 2 days, you're going to have so much data on the chart that it can slow your bot down. So if you're not going to use levels or anything, if you're just going to use what the bot is using with no levels, then 1 day is all you need. So we're going to leave it on 2 days. And click OK. This is going to open up a chart that is going to work for what we're going to do. So right now we have a chart trader here. If you don't have a chart trader, you have to come over to Chart Trader and click this middle one. And then you're going to select the drop down here to pick whatever account you want. So if you click this, you're going to put it on whatever you want. So in my case, I'm going to just put it on the sim. And then we're going to come up here to the strategies tab right up here. And then you're going to click on that, and that's going to open up your strategies. You're going to double click Spy Money. We're going to choose Coaster. So we're going to double click Coaster, and that puts it down here. Once we're here, we're going to use the template. If you choose, you click template, click load, and then we're just going to double click this template. Once we do this, everything is filled out for you. Now you might want to go ahead and double check just to make sure. But so we have our stop in here, we have our profit target in here. There's nothing else in here we have to change except for one thing. We have to make sure that our account is on the same account as this one here. If these two do not match, if these two right here do not match, it won't work right. You won't see the flags and so forth. So you have to make sure that your chart trader and your bot settings are the same. This is the biggest mistake that most people make. It happens almost daily that people can't figure out why they can't see the flags on the chart. You know, the one that says the entry, the stop, and the profit target. It's because these two are not the same. If they're not the same, you won't see the bot on your chart correctly. So then this stuff down here, don't touch. Leave it the way it is. Now your name, this is going to have a name that pops here. So I'm going to click apply, and you'll see up here we now have this name. If you want to call this something else, say you're running 2 or 3 different bots, then you might want to change it to something else and call it something, and it doesn't affect the bot at all. It only changes the name right here. So once you do that, you click apply and then click OK. Once we click OK, you'll see this little D beside the name here, and that means disabled. That means the bot is not running. Now you need to make sure that your chart is the same. So let's go ahead and go back to our strategies tab, or strategy, and then we're going to go on load again. Up here it says the date that it was created, what the name of the bot is, what instrument we're trading, and what time frame we're trading, how many contracts it is, and then I sometimes give a little description of the best times to run. Okay, so once you set this, now if you wanted to change it to where you want to do more contracts, you go ahead and change it there. When you change it there, make sure you come down here and make sure the profit quantity, I've got default 100. That way, if we used to have it for 1, and if you change it to 2 up there, it wouldn't put a profit target for 2. So I just put it for 100 just so that it would do the way you want. Now, if you change this to where you have multiple profit targets, say you put in 2, you got to make sure that this one is how many profits quantity you want to take off the first target, and this one would be the second. So if you have 5 contracts up on top, then this one, you would say you want to take off 3 and then leave 2 running. You would put this for 3, and then you would put this one for 2. Now, if you want to take off 2 profit targets, and say you want to do 3 there, and you want to take off 1 there and have a runner, then this would do it. This would not have a profit target for your other. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and go back and put this back to, oops. That's the default of where it was at originally. But this is where you can change it. And there's videos that explain all this more. So we're going to go and click Apply and click OK. Now again, we're disabled. And if you go up here to your control panel, you have all these tabs on the bottom. You want to go to the Strategies tab. Once you go to the Strategies tab, you're going to come over here to the right and it says Enabled. If we click Enabled, then the bot will come on, but you still have the chart trader here. It's in the way. So you come over here to Chart Trader and you go ahead and click Hidden, and it hides it. Now you can see that we have the coaster bot on, the time frame we're using, the instrument we're using, and then here are all your functions for the bot. So right now this bot is live. If you notice over here to the top left, there's no D for disabled. So this is how you know if it's enabled as well. Now the only thing you have to do is click Unpause. A lot of people will say, I turned my bot on, but it's not taking any trades. Well, it's usually because of your pause. If it's paused, it will not take a trade. But if you unpause it, and this is green, green for go, yellow for pause, caution. So this one will turn it on. Now you can, if you want, you can manually enter along here. So let's say that you just got this bot turned on, and let's say it was right here, and you didn't turn it on until the entry had already been done. Well, you can go ahead and manually short off of this right here, and then the bot would take over. So right now, if we enter a long, then it's going to put our stop according to our settings up here, and it's also going to put our profit target there. And it's going to follow according to what the settings are in the bot. So whatever your settings here you have will be the bot. Now, if you change your mind that you want to adjust the settings, you can go on like profit target, come over here, click in this right here, and you can change the profit target. You can come to your stops and you can change that. You can change anything you want in here. The only thing that will happen is if you have an indicator that you're trying to turn on over here, like say you want to turn on, let's just say you wanted to turn on a razor filter or profit finder filter or whatever. If you turn that on, it won't appear on the chart. You'll have to come up here and disable the bot and re-enable it for those indicators to appear on your chart. Now here's another thing. If you want to close everything out, you just click close all and it goes out. But here's another thing. A lot of people will add indicators to this chart. Bots do not know indicators unless the bot is using the indicators in the settings. So if we come in here and we add levels, for instance, and you want it to take profit at the levels, it's not going to do it. It won't do it because it doesn't know that indicator exists. So anything you want to add to the chart, you can add it, but that bot has no idea it's there. Now another thing you can do is if you click this, and let's say that you're wanting to move these around. If you turn the move exits on, anywhere you click, so if you want this profit target to be at the top of there, you can click there and that profit target will go there. As this goes up, if you want that stop to be moved, you can just click here and that stop will be moved. So and if you're above price, it will move the profit target. If you're below price, it will move the stop. It's smart. If you don't want that, just turn it off. And now when you click, nothing happens. So you have to click the flag, move it, and then click again. But we added this feature just so it's easier whenever you're moving things. If you wanted it to be right at the top of this bar, you could click there and it would go. Now if you click on an indicator or the bars or anything, these little dots will pop up. You just go ahead and click the same off from it, and just click there and they'll go away. So that's just something to do with NinjaTrader. But that's how you move these stops around. You can put it anywhere you want, or you can just let it go. Now, a lot of people, once the price gets up, they'll go ahead and move their stop right above for a break even and go from there. Now, you can move break even ticks, and if you do that, it will automatically move right up to break even if price is above it. This is another feature we did. It's called Move Stop. So if you want to be 10 ticks from there, you can click Move Stop and it will move it 10 ticks from price. So every time it goes up, you can just keep on clicking Move Stop and it will always move it to 10 ticks away. It's not moving right now, but there. So every time it moves, you can click that and it will go. Now you can change this to whatever you want. So if you want to go to maybe 20 ticks instead, you make 20 and then it will move it 20 ticks. So every time you click it, it will move 20 ticks from that price. Now if say you're in more contracts, so we're in 5 contracts now. We clicked it 5 times. If you want to close off one, if you click close here and have 1, you'll notice this will go to 4. There's 4, and there's 3. So you can take off ever how many you want. Because to separate these targets, you're not going to be able to do because it syncs them together. But if you want to take off just one, then you just go ahead and click close, and it will take that off. If you want to add more, you just click on the longs. Now, if you click short by accident, it won't do anything if you're in a long. Now, when we're in a closed position, we can hit short and it will go ahead and start shorting. And then again, it will move your targets according to where you click because we have moved exits on. If you only want to take the longs, you can come up here and take shorts off. Now the bot will only enter longs. So if it's a bullish day and you just don't want to have any shorts at all, you just turn the shorts off and it will. If it is a bearish day, you can just turn longs off and it will only take the shorts. Now this chop box, the manual off, let's say that this right here is chop and you don't want it to enter a trade. So what you're going to do is you have to go to your tools configuration, and then down at the very bottom you want to enable all SPY money products and then save as default. Now what will happen is we have to draw a chop box. So we're going to go to this little pencil. This pencil says SPY money chop zone drawing tool. So we click on that, and let's just say that we want a chop box from the top of this one to the top of this one, and we want to run it over. So what we would do is go right anywhere up here, and then we would draw it down to here, but we got to go all the way across. Okay? Wherever this box is what the bot is looking at. If price goes past this, it won't work. But if we turn this chop box on, if you get an entry that's inside this box, it won't take it. It has to wait for it to come out of the box before it will start looking for entries. So as long as this box is here, it will not let it enter a trade. And that's how the chop box works. So if you want this off, you can just go ahead and click delete, remove it, and now the bot will start entering trade. But as long as that chop box is on there, the bot will not enter trades inside that box. And that's the way that works. So it's pretty easy to get through all this. Your pause is self-explanatory. Close all means it'll close every single contract you have open. Close right here is ever how many contracts you have here. It will close one at a time or two or whatever number you have here. Your pause just turns the bot on and off. Now, if you're done for the day and you don't need this, I would just disable the bot up here instead of pausing. And then if you just want to take shorts only, you turn the longs off. If you want to take longs only, you turn the shorts off. And then your manual chop box, if you're not using it, leave it off. But it will only work if you draw out a chop box. Then manual long, if you want to go ahead and enter the trade on your own, then you can. Shorts only, manually, you can. Break even ticks is when price gets above your entry. You can click this and it will automatically move the break even. And then your move stop will move every how many ticks you have here away from price. If it comes back, if you're in a long and then the price comes down and you hit it again, it will move that stop down. It'll move it 20 ticks from it. It'll not allow it to stay there or higher. So it's always 20 ticks away if that's what you have on 20. Move exits, again, that is if you're in the trade like this, you can go ahead and just one click the chart and it will move your stops and profit targets. That's the way it works. Pretty simple to use. It does keep your P&L right here. And yours also have the bid and ask down here, so you always know, what your bid and ask is, and you have all your descriptions up here. Pretty easy. Your coaster bot right here, all the bots will have this. You can click on and you can add whatever you want. So if you say you're deciding that you want to trade more than one contract, then you can come up to parameters and you can change this and go to say 5 contracts. Say you want to trade that. So now when we enter long, it's going to show 5 contracts. Now if you're in a trade and then you change that any setting up here, the bot will do whatever the settings were when it entered the trade. That's what it will do. Also, like your stops, if you want to change, ever how your stop is, again, if you're in a trade, then the bot will do whatever the settings were when it entered. But the next trade, it will take over and do whatever you changed it to. So here are all the filters and everything that you can add to it. There's a lot of instructions for that, and that you can follow and go along. This should get you through and get you your bot enabled and let you know what to do. Again, if you're in a trade, this is the only chart trader you're going to use. You're not going to use a NinjaTrader chart trader. If you do, it will not work right, because if we have this on and we have this chart trader in here like this, and if we come in here and try to use this one, it's not going to work right. So you can't do that. So we're going to go ahead and hide it so that you will always use that chart trader. And for some reason that disappeared. I'd probably have to reboot it. But it shouldn't disappear. It should just show your chart trader of your bot. And then to disable it, if you're out of a trade, you don't want to disable it unless you're closed out. Once you close out, click up here and then disable it. And once you disable it, that will allow your bot to not be running. So when you're not using it, you need to disable this, because anything can happen. And, you don't want to have a live bot on there and then something happen and you not be around. So always disable this when you're not using it. Having questions, let me know. That should get you through and get you started real fast though. And we'll get you started on the others and more templates to come. Thank you.